as we close it today, and look forward to a precious one come tomorrow. And tomorrow is a holiday, by the way. I don't know whether there's that feel, there's that mood, but yes, the celebrations will be conducted in State House. We'll be having our team, just to keep you up to speed as to what to expect. So karibu sana, let's kickstart the broadcast right now. As I've said, important that you're part and parcel of this as you give us your requests, and we'll definitely get to play the same. My name is Linda Alela. The program is Morning Cafe. Do we have Eric ready so that at least we can loop him in as we look at the papers? Yes, Eric Regalo on standby, governance expert. So we also take a look at all this that is happening. And yes, the KEMSA, I don't know how I started without introducing the KEMSA scandal that is getting interesting by the day. But what's disappointing is the fact that, this is not the first time that we are seeing these processes ongoing. So Murade, Chinese link in 4 billion KEMSA tender award, top politicians' connections, stature cited, a story captured on page 4. Not the first time that we're seeing these people appearing before, these committees. Really, are we just getting excited for nothing, Eric? Good morning, first of all.
Morning, and morning to Kenyans. It's a Good Friday. Tomorrow is May Day. Tunasema siku ya wafanyikazi.
Labor Day.
May Day, Labor Day.
Okay, yes. It's day one, actually.
Yes. And we are looking forward to hear from our president tomorrow. He's the first. Remember the time of Moi, he's the first worker in Kenya. Ni mfanyikazi number 1.
Yes.
So let's hear from mfanyikazi number 1 what he has for us tomorrow. But nothing much.
Nothing much. You think
Economy is where it is.
It's not been so rosy for the laborers out here, for people who are working out here, for the civil servants. Many people have lost their jobs.
Yes,
really.
It's a tough one, and there's a time we were with you, Lela, and we were discussing the gamble Uhuru had. Do I close the 5 counties, or do I not close and leave them get sick and die? Do I close, they suffer a bit? And this is the suffering. There are times you found in such situations, but the question I would still ask, why did we get closed and not inoculated? Yeah. You were to close the 5 counties, then make sure everyone in these 5 counties get their jab. And should anyone leave the county to another county, they must get a certificate or a card showing you are moving to another locality outside the 5, but you've already gotten a job. Then after that 5, let's close another 5, another 5, and eventually the whole country is jabbed. And for us to win the war against COVID, and this is the honest truth, we have to get herd immunity. There are 2 ways: jab people to influence the body to produce antibodies against the virus, or let the people get sick. Those, when you watapona, they'll watapona na the immunity. Now when you wataenda waende. So that is the pure thing. So we are closed. Are we getting jabbed? Someone will say yes, but really? And then the other way I would communicate to the government is tell the government we would have not closed the other jab. What would have happened is open business to the businessmen, let the pharmaceutical company that are able to bring other jabs, bring them in.
Yeah.
We would have Moderna today, we would have AstraZeneca, we would have Pfizer and many others. So, and let anyone go where they feel they want. So by now we will be having bigger numbers. Because people who don't want to queue in the government sector will get their job elsewhere. Right. So we actually slowing ourselves. And India and us, there's no boundary between India and us. It's just water. So the strain in India, is it in our country? I'm not going to say that I'm a prophet, but by the time the strain of India reached that level, people are moving. So could we be having the strain of India in our country? Yes or no? Depending on the movement of people by that time. So we really don't know. So we have to be very careful on the issue of jabbing. And how I wish how I wish we were queuing somewhere and we have a tent in Nyayo Stadium and everyone is getting jabbed, and that would be the best thing. Israel is out of this. Everyone in Israel is jabbed now, and they are gaining the fruits. So we need to just make sure everyone gets the jab so that we get herd immunity. That's what we're looking at.
The skepticism that is here. You can imagine even the amounts of, you know, of the jab that got into the country, you know, the first jab, or so to speak. We still are having people being called to, you know, take the jab, you know, the people who are eligible to. This fear, how do we erase it? And you know, it's even worse for the ones who've already taken the jab, because you do not know whether you're going to get the second one. You had the adjustments that were made, that if you were supposed to get the first jab, you know, 6 weeks after, then, or 8 weeks after, so to speak. Now, these adjustments have been made, and they say it's a recommendation by the World Health Organization that the best time again to take the second jab should be 12 weeks after. Is it because it is genuine, such is the case, or it's because they realize that maybe by the time it's 6 weeks, they'll not have gotten the second jab, and therefore many will start getting worried?
They should not have said 12 weeks. They should have said between 8 to 12 weeks. In the medical field, there's nothing like standard number. Even we normally say between this and this blood pressure is normal. Between this and this temperature is normal. It's not that when you're 37.2, then you are very normal. Between a range. So everything is between the time also. We have what you call ischemic time. Between this time and this time, the tissue is viable. If passes this time, the tissue is not viable, especially when you're doing transplantation of a tissue. So what I would say is it was between a range of between 8 and 12 weeks, you should have gotten a jab. It's not that good on the 12th week. What if that 8th week has reached and you're in Homa Bay, and your jab was done in Kiambu? Your data is taken in Kiambu. You remember the SMS people were getting?
Yes, you were getting,
Yeah. So you need to do another jab in Kiambu to fill in the data. And you miss 3 days. So are you not eligible?
Wow.
And that is why immunization of kids, between that week, you can immunize your kid. Mwambiwa urudishe mtoto wako for DPT leo. Uko mbali. Bado unaweza mpeleka next week.
Alright.
Unaona? It is within the range. It is within the range. So usually it depends on how we get our communication, how we receive it. But what I've come to realize, Kenyans love making noise sometimes. A lot of noise. I got jabbed the first week. This jab came the first week. And we were being told, oh, your blood will clot. I've been waiting for that blood to clot. Yes. And usually what happens, it's very normal that you'll find a patient who has had blood issues. At that moment in time, that patient, you never know, the blood movement in their body has been happening. So when you're inoculated, your blood just, you realize when you feel bad, definitely, because you're introducing a what? A live attenuated virus. So you feel bad, homa, uchovu kidogo. Then you decide, wacha nifanye top-to-toe survey, there could be something. Then someone realizes there's a blood clot somewhere. You know, that is what you'll catch.
No,
that is what we'll catch. And people will say, ile nilidumba ndio nilifanya ile clot. We'll always get an issue somewhere. And that is normal with us, humans.
All right. Let's see.
Ukijikua mguu unasema ulirogwa mahali, uliekewa mawe.
You move around thinking that, hey, ule anti yako
alikuangalia. We'll always find something. It's
That's
humanity.
True. Okay, here you go. And
thank you so
much. The next story, well, that is in regards to the jobs and all that. But yes, the KEMSA scandal, the fear is on, and revelations are coming on board. Probably this is something that was said. But the biggest point is just how then do we deal with corruption? Because this is not the first time that we are going through this process. And I mean, just how many individuals are going to appear before the committees, you know, in parliament, they're going to go to court, they're going to receive bails and bonds, and it'll probably just go rounds and rounds. And I mean, you remember when the jab was getting into the country, the fears were that, you know, we also do not get the jab millionaires.
Yes.
You think we've handled it well this time around? Or maybe it's just a matter of time before we are bombshelled with another one?
You know, you can never have a jab billionaires. That will not happen.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the jabs, did we buy them?
Yes.
Someone.
No, we are expecting donations from the United States as of now.
Yes.
But the first ones
we bought.
Yeah.
And the international, we knew how much we were buying them for, because the country that bought these jabs more expensive than the others were Israel and I think Britain.
Yeah.
It was a bit expensive, because they actually bought it when it was at the human stage of tests. They had already put their order. You understand? So their order was much expensive. Us, we bought it later, and we knew how much it's being sold for in the whole world.
Yeah.
So hii ni ngumu, because tunajua bei iko pale kwa internet. Unajua hii tulinunua $10 for example. So ukituambia 12 tutauliza hii $2 mliongeza ya nini?
Tunajua zilikuwa 1 billion.
And you see ikiingia Kenya it was not taxed. So tunajua ilifika kwangu ikiwa na pesa ngapi. Hii itakuwa ngumu, na ndio kwa maana watu wamenyamazia, because it's not possible. But when I look at that paper, if you take it up a bit, you find Nation.
The Daily Nation, okay.
You see there is Murade's Chinese link there,
yes,
and then down kidogo you see 2 billion claim rocks Moi wealth case.
Yes.
I think I would take those two as one.
Okay.
Morade is close link with the government today, and Moi was former government. Yeah. You know, and it brings this mindset which is there in Kenya today, that if you're close to me and I am the MP, you are not far from getting a kitty of CDF, and do some tender in the CDF, and that will change your pocket strength. So Moi and Murade, you find this is a system thing. Okay. These guys worked or is working with the government. So working with the government makes you a billionaire. So for me to go into a political position to win a seat like a governor will definitely automatically change me from a hundredaire to a millionaire to a billionaire. Is that what we are telling our people, that it's only in Kenya? And of course Morade is not linked. I would say yes, because there are no papers showing Morade is directly linked to the tender. In KEMSA you will find names, proxies, and those are the people. So behind those people, we are sure, because we saw the story of NYS, where a saloonist became a billionaire all of a sudden, overnight. So behind this person who was just walking around KEMSA Street, and he was called, "Hey boss, hapa iko tenda, unaitwa wewe ni Mkenya, ID yako imetosha, chukua itenda ya bilioni kadhaa." What was behind that person? And I've been trying to walk around there. I see if someone can just break on. And the question is, why call someone who is walking along the road? And there were askaris there. We call them gatekeepers there. Mbona ungeita askari moja wa kampuni moja tuseme BM?
Na yeye afungue.
Akuje tu muandikishe. Badala ungoje mtu anapita kama kungepita mtu. So it is very painful to discuss scandal of this magnitude appertaining to a case we are having today of a disease that is ravaging and killing people and hurting. Let's not talk about death. We look at also the debilitating problems that this disease leaves you with. One, it will rip off your money within no time. You will be very poor. The family will be very poor. Two, we've not discussed and researched well. Most of these patients are coming out with other what do you call this? Other conditions that come from this disease, like it may affect a certain nerve. And then that, if it is of your foot, you will definitely have to go through occupational therapy to return your function. Somebody, I remember I saw a clip on TV, somebody in KNH, who right now, 1 year down the line, he literally cannot smell. Did you watch that? He cannot smell anything. Yeah. Meaning this guy, he just eats. I mean, do you know how to smell chapati feels?
It's everything.
Leave alone smelling garbage in Dandora, but smelling chapati.
Whatever is you to eat.
Yes. Do you know if you brought food, it looks nice, but you can't smell it, but you have to eat it.
Yeah.
You know what that person is going through? And that is what the after effect of having suffered COVID. So how many people have had other after effects and they're there, we don't even know. So we are talking at how it will affect our economy, despite people have died. You know, mtu akisha kufa amekufa, the economy will revive itself.
Right.
But now somebody who is sick, continuing to suffer post the condition or the disease is even going to hurt more in our economy. And we look at that, this money that was stolen, and we normally hear people say it was put in the budgetary stage, that's how money was stolen. How was this budgeted for that fast? Anyway, this money was stolen. If we would have put it in such a condition that this money would be used in looking at such things, were we not going to get better by analyzing and finding out that this disease is affecting this? You never know. Maybe this disease is affecting even our uteruses of our ladies, our men's, whatever it is. That our men, after all this, they cannot even sire babies. Our ladies cannot even carry a pregnancy. Could it affecting such? If we don't steal our money, because it is our money we steal within ourselves, then we could always make ourselves better. So what about the case of 2 billion? Moi was there for 24 years.
Right.
And this is a case of 2 billion. So how many other billions are remaining? Because if I have a case of 10 bob, then I have another 10 bob somewhere then, which he doesn't have a case. That makes me think, man, these guys are liquid.
Right. Wow. Give it to them. If you so wish, find your way into government and see how it works there.
And go make myself liquid.
That's the point. Before we get to the BBI talk, let's look at another story. And I guess today we're just going to be all about the paper.
There's our
health doctor.
Yes,
that's
his videos.
Nice.
His videos have been all over.
I have hosted him a couple of times, way when I was starting this, getting into the media.
May his soul rest.
May his soul rest in eternal peace, for sure.
And COVID is real. You'll have even medics who think it's different, and I know some people who still claim COVID is not there. Mara this and they are medics. The fact remains, COVID is there. Yeah. Yes, and you remember his video.
I know.
But now the same thing has taken.
But he's been very rigid. You know, he's been against vaccines, been against family planning, he's been against the story of polio and all that.
I'm a Catholic.
Yeah.
There's a section of Catholic medics called pro-lifers against all these things. But the question asked always is, however much you are a Christian, too much Christianity, I don't know. You should be religious. Understand, open up your mind to religion, and be sure you know many other religions better. Read the Gita, read the Muslim Quran, read your Bible well, understand. Because I would ask you, God gave you the brain, okay, to control and make it better. Okay, use it well. Indeed. So not everything is bad. Okay, so how is the vaccine bad?
Wow.
Of course, I have a problem with family planning. That one is, I have a problem.
How is it bad?
Now, you see now, even I have a problem. I have a problem with that. There are people who don't have a problem with that.
Yes.
He has a problem with vaccine. I don't have a problem with that. Are you getting this?
Yes.
Like him, he had a problem with both. You cannot just have a problem with the head and the tail of the coin at the same time.
Problem.
Yeah, you must be the problem. Right. So may his soul rest in peace, and we'll miss him.
We'll definitely miss him.
There's a clip of the in Kikuyu. That clip is nice.
I listened to it. You see the passion and the drive and whatever it is.
You saw the clip?
Yes, I did.
He teaches.
And luckily, I understand some bit of Kikuyu, so. Yeah, there we are. The situation is bad in the country when you see pictures of such young tax.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they disappear. Before you know it, they are dead.
Yeah, now, you know, look at the names down there. I'm not being tribal, but Onyango, Oduor,
There is a problem.
Obuong, hey. Our
Imbai.
you know, there's this other community that you never thought they will be in this kind of, we call it business. And it's now coming out like that.
Yeah.
So sahi mtu snatch kitu mahali usiseme ni nani. Wacha usiekelee wengine. We are now in this thing together.
Times have changed.
We are in this thing together.
That's true. What does it speak of the situation in the country that, you know, people can get into these negative acts and pride in them?
You know what's happening is, I'll give you an example, wash.
Right.
You have a friend, you know, this guy is not doing good business, clean business, but he's thriving.
He is, big time.
He is thriving, my friend.
You know, at his only, I don't know what age.
In Luo unasema, iwo toka mwanda, you are walking like an animal. This guy is driving. And you guys were walking together like an animal.
My brother, you'll be tempted.
And you'll be tempted. You'll tell him, bro,
utakuwa ndani,
bro, situingie hii kitu nisaidie. Then anakuambia tuanze kufanya hivi. Least you know you are there. So youths have been tempted into reaching into this. Politicians have made it even better. I've stolen this, and everyone knows hii ni barabara, shamba imeenda, imeuzwa, hata kauzia second, third party. That guy is rich.
For sure.
The guy mwenye atagongewa shamba ni the seventh person. Uliona ile makayole zikibomolewa. Mtu anasema alinunua legitimate. It is true, it was legitimate.
So?
Hakuna uongo hapo. Ulipatiwa title ndio. But the chain ya hiyo kitu ndio mrefu. Ulipatiwa title gushi, kila kitu ni gushi, but ulinunua na ukajenga ni kweli, but ulijenga wapi? You understand? That is where we are. So wenye walimuuzia hiyo chain yote, kila mtu alikula cut yake. Hata mwenye alitoa ile title kwa land alipata cut. Watu walienda wakakuwa wadosi. Okay? You know, this is what is happening in our country. And should we do magnification of Kenya?
It will be bad.
Yes. Man, people will be hungry.
Waliomo na wasiomo.
Waliomo na wasiomo. That is what we want. That is basically what we want. Politicians made this thing even thrive because this is what I was talking about. Someone enters a seat. He had nothing. Within 10 years, he's very wealthy. Then anakwambia ndugu yangu, hapa ni kuomoka. And then there's these words nowadays we make. I mean, they look funny. Kuomoka. You know those things, they actually give you hunger and a hunger to get it. And 50 Cent even sang it better. You ngangana, die trying. Make it or die trying. So meaning we thick and thin, lazima uomoke. And that is what we are having in our country. So vijana wataumia.
Are we not trusting
with such
the process?
economy?
I mean, ukingangana, I think 50 Cent meant that, you know, don't look for shortcuts. You know, it is not easy.
Just like I said, it depends how you take the context. That's why the Bible people take it differently. But I would say, if we don't make our country and develop the youths, we are going to steal ourselves. We will steal this country. We will steal the whole of this land and sell it to Angola and tugawanye hii pesa kila mtu. And this is where we are. What happened with youth employment? What happened with economic stimulus package that Kibaki left? Some of these things should have continued. Not that if we change a system, another system just rubbishes the other one and starts anew. If something is good, continue with it. This is where poverty has taken the country. People go to school, people finish college. Look at these guys. I mean, I don't see someone anakaa hapa ni kama kusoma. Watu wamekula kitabu. Trust me, wamekula kitabu. Brian Oduor Wambua. This is now a diverse Kenyan from Kamba and Luo marriage. Meaning, even that house alone, there is diversity. Why are we here? Why are we here? It's painful. And to me, they didn't do anything wrong.
Is it so?
Yes.
It is the situation.
It is the situation
that
and where we are. We started it in 1960s. We are making it even better. Past us, it will even be worse. Watu wataiba kwa simu, wanaingia Safaricom, wanafunga accounts. No, I'm looking at the situation where we'll have techno kids
but it's actually happening right now.
Even systems around.
And nowadays you're told, you know what?
It is
do
just
not leave your ID lying anyhow. Your ATM card, whether you think they don't have the PIN, do not leave it there.
Yes. Yes.
Ni hot cake.
Na wacha hiyo sasa. They will still come.
Yeah.
Some will come. Watavuruga. You know, the more we are going techno, the more even these young guys are even further ahead than even the people who are employed in the government working. By the time you realize, KRA wamefunga.
We're speaking about this, and it reminds me of what we heard, yesterday and the day before yesterday on the aspect of land digitization. While our technology is coming with so much goodies, there's so much fear about data protection. There's so much fear about people accessing one's data and all these things. So when we're getting to these angles, and when you listen to what it is that is happening, and the fact that, you know, something as simple as your ID card cannot just be lying, like kitambo ungepata zimewekwa kwa gate, sasa ni hot cake. Kuna mtu anazichukua anapelekea wale wanafanya hivyo, wanakuwa commission yake.
Wanaenda wanachukua makadi za Safaricom, wanatumia hizo ID kununua kadi mingi.
That's the thing. So where are we getting it? And why, I mean, can we even have the confidence of having better systems when we digitize all this?
What normally happens, system is like this. Unakumbuka zile simu zilikuja za telecom. After the ones ulikuwa unaweka pesa hivi.
Yes.
Then kwa kuja ingine ilikuwa na kasrini kadogo. People are still tapping it.
That's true.
You will put a foil ya cigarette. Chap. Like a shiny foil. You know, I'm young and I saw this thing. Unaongea America for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
You remember? And we were being told when they were coming, ati sasa haitaibika.
Before you know it.
So what normally happen is, as you put a system, put defenders that will defend this system from, and that's why you employ IT gurus to check your systems always, every day, and to follow what's happening. Or else, watu wataingia weke virus ifunge ihang. By the time wanai-release,
it's a whole different thing.
And we were brought up. Some of us didn't get this system thing. Because when I was in college, tulikuwa tunaandika kila kitu na kwenda library. Hii simu, tulikuwa na zile simu, you remember, ikipigwa, inalia.
Nguvu sana.
You remember them?
Yeah.
So everything we did was manual. But as time went, I had to go back. I hope you also went through the same. Usome computer, or else utangariwa na vijana wadogo wanakuja watakufukuza kazini. So that is when you start realizing and knowing these things, the way they change the world. Yeah. And the beauty of the system, now I'll give you another beauty of the system. And this went negative on my side.
Yeah.
Jews in Nairobi West, I parked my vehicle. I was working. I didn't see the guy who takes ticket. Niliangalia sikumuona. Kasema acha niingie.
Nikirudi in case ameclamp.
Tutadeal nayo. I was not clamped. But I got a message that, hey, you've parked here for over 30 minutes, your penalty is this.
Wow.
Yes, from Nairobi, I don't know, there are Kenyans wamezipata, Sisi County. I don't know if there's someone here in this, now ameipata. No, I was given 30 minutes to clear this. Now you start thinking, hey, my friend, if I don't pay this, KRA I'll have a tax problem.
Yeah.
I'll have a problem with, what do we call this, when you have a loan with a bank where they take you CRB. And then eventually sitahepa ikitu.
Na ni pesa kidogo, so you'd rather pay it.
So I'd rather run and find this 2,000. I pay this thing because kama mtu haja kuclamp na amekupea warning, your system inakuangalia. Inakungojea after 1 year. Unataka clearance ya KRA, utaona moto.
And so it's important.
So I had to run and I had to pay a more fast person that I don't know. You know, now you have to pay through here.
Yeah.
Nikalipa serikali pesa. Niliumwa, but I was like, guy, this thing is good.
So next
time.
So
if only that system that you are using ya kutuma hiyo pesa, haitaenda hiyo pesa tena nikituma, idivatiwe through the same system.
Yeah.
We will be very rich.
That's true, as a country.
That is our country.
Okay, well, that is on the front page of the Daily Nation. Let's look at the front page of the People Daily. more or less also there's some of these stories that have been captured, but then there's this interesting one. Inside Yatani's 3.6 trillion budget, estimates are Uhuru's last attempt to cushion his legacy projects hard hit by COVID-19 pandemic disruptions. The story captured on page 3 of the People Daily. Here we are. Yes, page 3 of the People Daily. Education sector gets lion's share of allocation. Gotv stimulus programs to get 26 billion, and we're looking at a 3.6 trillion.
And the health sector gets what?
Health sector, I don't know, we might need to look for that, which is actually one of the things that, no, these are sectors that get the lion's share. Education and health, you know very well.
No.
In most cases.
Education and defense.
And education.
Health comes number what? Health comes number what?
It's amongst the top 5. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
Okay. We'll wait for them.
Let's see. The universal health care has been apportioned 47.7 billion, manufacturing sector 18.4. You don't know your difference.
What is the priority right now?
Education, health is a priority.
You know, even
You'd
that,
want more?
even that education,
right.
You will not be in that class if your stomach is aching.
You think this is kidogo, 47.7 B?
Health should have been 56.
Wow.
Yes.
That's like almost 60-something%.
Yes.
Eric. And then the rest of the other sectors get the 40-something% that we're talking about.
There are two sectors here that need more money: education sector and health. Period. If people are healthy, okay, people will work, and when people will work, the education will continue, will produce a healthy, bright, and educated country. When people work, they will develop our country.
Yeah.
Education gives them the Department of Science and Technology money to in research and developing ideas. You have gone to science conferences. You've hired a young boy with a very good idea that will get lost. Let me give you simple ideas. People make their own TV stations and radio stations from nowhere, God knows. This guy has no basic history of how we even done physics. But some knowledge are not taught in class.
Yeah.
How do you take care of such people? So when we talk of manufacturing, we are manufacturing what? Have we researched what we are manufacturing? What are we manufacturing? Yes. Are we manufacturing vehicles? Do we even have a vehicle assembly in our country? So what are we manufacturing? We should manufacture our own products that we have developed from science and technology research. Are we getting this? So our country is still very young. We should have done this thing in 1970, 80. We should start doing this thing today. Someone will tell me, Eric, you are negative all the time. But I'm not negative. It's things I see. At this time, we should have our own vehicles. At this time, we should be even thinking of making our own phones.
Okay.
Because there are guys who can do it. Okay? Should we be buying phones from Korea? If we were at the same place with Korea in 1950s.
And they just got...
And now they are first world. If you even loaned Singapore some money, and today they will give us a life, then they went where we didn't go. They went into technology, advancement. If some places like Qatar, even bought soil from other countries, today they are first world. They're actually number 1 or 2 in the whole world today, economically. What did they do right? They just went down to the basics and decided we are going to invest in this. So a healthy nation is a healthy human and a productive country. Are we at war with any country? I mean, after all, Kenya, we have never gone to war.
Yeah.
We are very peaceful.
So that means we should as well be progressive.
We should be progressive. Why are countries like Uganda just behind us here? We should be there when they are here. Why are they here? And Uganda has been down. They have had how many coups, how many presidents? More than us, I don't know how many.
Tanzania is coming in lightning speed. Are we?
Yes, because of magulification. Just putting things right. President of Tanzania told you, if you're in school, you're not going to pay fee. But should you get pregnant, your parent will pay that fee. Yeah.
That's the punishment.
So they brought even that discipline to the parent.
Yeah.
So you have to watch your kid akikuja nyumbani. Mweke kwa discipline. Mtoto akipata mimba, ule amempatia na mwenye amepata walipe fee mpaka wamalize shule sasa. So ni mzazi gani anataka aibu ati wao ndo wanalipanga fee kama wengine walipi? You see, that will show wao kule hakuna discipline. So hakuna mtu atataka mtoto wake ajaribu. Huku tunaanza kusema Magufuli anafinyilia human rights. Was that kufinyilia? It's just, I mean.
All right. Well,
I'm not negative. I'm just saying things are there.
It's a reality that we've all witnessed, and we're privy to this information, and therefore we cannot speak much. Well, this is going to be a debate that many
out of 3.6 billion. How much can we raise as a country?
No, don't even go there.
So then how much are we going to borrow again?
Don't even go there. We're going to borrow like 2 trillion and something. There you go, right?
Then who will pay? When you bring a country that is healthy, productive, you will not borrow. Tanzania refused to borrow. Actually, Tanzania told the Chinese, it's only a mad person that can sign this.
Right.
So any other country, now what was he saying? Any other country's president who signed it was what? I mean, I didn't say it.
He said it.
He said it.
May his soul rest in eternal peace.
I mean, I love that guy. I mourned him with all my soul.
So
not my heart, my soul.
So did
I felt painful.
So did I.
Because I was following Tanzania like this. And I was seeing the difference between us and them.
And the difference between themselves, what has happened before and to where it is that they were.
And it is a duration of 5 years.
Imagine.
Just 5. And you could feel the changes in Tanzania. This is what we need in our country. Actually, we don't need many things. We just need stability of mind. Yes. This guy refused to travel. If he traveled,
how does he lobby?
He traveled in Uganda. You see now
on that one.
No, what was he going to do?
He could do whatever he
No, what you are traveling to do, what is that? Most of the time, president travel to do what? To get money.
Bilateral talks, benchmark.
Which is this bilateral talks? Which are these?
President Uhuru Kenyatta was the DR the other time. I mean, he came with lots of goodies in terms of the agreements that we had. You think
Tanzanian president didn't travel. They made their own goodies. They made them. Now, which goodies are we getting from Congo? Which one? I mean, what can we get from Congo that we don't have? We're in the same region. Africa.
Eric, you know, I did that story. I'm going to give you a list of the things that we got. That are likely to be beneficial to us. Because it was more of a 50-50 affair.
50-50 affair.
Let's take a short break. Let's take a short break and then we come back with more.
As the country gears up for possible BBI referendum and 2022 general elections.
As the salvos enter too familiar territory,
William Ruto will serve his 5-year term as the deputy president.
Pundits Night is here to give you powerful, thought-provoking political commentaries.
The mountain can produce a country.
Give Moses Kuria a chance to respond. Let me ask you this. Are you not taking advantage of first my situation?
You talk about the people with the ultimate power.
Kikuyus will vote for somebody from outside their community to be the next president of this country.
We talk to the newsmakers, the opinion shapers, and the pundits.
Fair enough. I believe
that part so that I
as we dissect everything you need to know to make an informed decision.
Oh, hi!
It's not what you're thinking. It's a cup of coffee. Coffee, movie. Together, coffee with movie. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. on TV 47, where we bring you interesting, enticing people. Well, we've concentrated on musicians.
Yeah.
Producers.
So now I manage because telemanagement and events management I think was my passion.
Right about now, we want to go beyond to the counties and to other countries. I'll see you. Let the sun stand still like Joshua times for 3 hours, but this time for only 1 hour. We bring you coffee with movie, interesting, enticing guests. I'll see you. Tunaweza anza tuna Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, twende Uganda, Magufuli Land, TZ, you never know. It is coffee with movie. Jua unaweza enda sasa.
Okay. Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Nitajua nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444# utunukiwe Credo double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Welcome to Nairobi Christian Center Bahati. We are an Assemblies of God Church under Reverend Fred Gitahi as a senior pastor. We are located at Bahati, Makadara area in Nairobi. We run a virtual church service with online services every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. as well as the children's services from 10 a.m., teens and youth services every Saturday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. respectively. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nairobi Christian Center Bahati and on YouTube Nairobi Christian Center. Be blessed.
Candace, what's that?
I brought you a small bonus.
Bonus for what?
You got us 299 family dinners, 64 kisses on the cheek.
As the country
Welcome back to Morning Cafe. Remember, it's a feel-good Friday. We'll be having more of entertainment later, but now we ponder on the stories that are making headlines, so at least we get different views, and we welcome your views as well. Hashtag Morning Cafe at Linda_Lela, TV 47KN. One, you know, we'd want to ask Eric,
You know, normally what I would say, initially we didn't have a land called Kenya. We had regions. When we went up to Egypt and Morocco, it was called the Carthage. Morocco, Tunisia, we called it Carthage. Okay? Egypt, Sudan was called the land of Kush. Okay? Where Kenya is, and Tanzania and Uganda was the land of Punt. That is Rwanda, and it was Punt. Congo was under the land of Congo, of Kongo, which was Congo, and the countries around Congo was, okay? So some of these regions shared the same economy, okay, and everything. So when I say that, I'm actually looking at the history back then. So if you tell me you brought goodies from Tanzania, I'm like, what are you telling me?
Is what we
the rain pattern is the same. The climatic is the same, the topography is the same, the landscape is the same. So if you have coal in Tanzania, surely you want to tell me Kenya will not have coal?
They would.
So what is there in Congo is not far. Congo is not even far from us. You actually pass Uganda, you're in Congo.
Right.
So what is the difference between Kenya and Congo is nowhere. So
Mawe.
Is nowhere. So
mawe ile huko ni mingi
mawe
sana.
Ni ya blue.
Mingi sana, my friend. Mingi sana. You can't overlook that.
Like
now you realize how much.
Gold.
Yes.
Okay, let's say gold comes here. Do we smelt gold?
But it's
do we
sad.
Clean gold?
Haisaidii hata wale wa Kongo wenyewe bwana.
Hiyo ni shida yao. How they started with the Belgium and where they reached, it is their problem. They need to sort their problem. Actually, Congo should be even giving us, Congo is the wealthiest. If they can just stabilize, the world will change.
Hand of the West?
Has always been.
And so can you blame them?
I'm blaming them.
The leadership?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to tell me they cannot cut off that? Some of these agreements that were done years and years, like the agreement of there's this country in where there's this country in South America near Brazil. It's very poor. Nando iko na urogi mwingi. Which country is this? Where Fugees came from? We have a musician around.
Anafaa kujua.
Where Fugees came from? Akina Lauryn Hill.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I am.
Akina will.
Lauryn Hill aliolewa huko na kina nani?
Huko alienda Jamaica.
Okay,
there's this country that is in South America that is very poor, just because they wrote an agreement with France, and they paid France billions of hundreds of dollars.
And so France bought them.
And actually they have been paying till today. Just to get independence, they had to sign an agreement, Wanipe France. Somebody colonizes you, then to release you, you pay him. And he's taken most of your wealth. I'm just forgetting the name of this country.
No, I should be.
And, it is one of the countries that got independence very early, just because of an African who went there and beat all the white people.
Bolivia, Venezuela? No, they're not here. All of the countries in South America are greatly affected by poverty. All right.
It's the poorest.
Well, we're not getting it. Tutakumbuka tukiendelea.
Yeah. And that's how they are poor. Because they are still paying just for being colonized and fighting for their release. And that is, those controls are wrong. Those controls are wrong. So sometimes you find ourselves, some of these yoke we are carrying is the agreement yokes.
Yeah.
The agreements yoke are the yokes we carry till today. It hurts my mind that I can't remember.
Wow. No, it's okay. We're going to get a hold of that. Google is our friend, you know. So we're trying to get, and just to get to understand that. Nime Google baka Lauryn Hill to a viewer. Well, of course, they say she's an American rapper. But all the same, so as we proceed, I'll get a hold of it and we will speak of it as we proceed. But yes, coming back to the People Daily front page, tumeongea kuhusu hiyo tragic end of missing friends. That one we have also touched on.
When you look at the Nation, page 7.
Page 7. Okay.
KPA on the spot for paying.
Do you want us to talk about KPA?
For paying 715 million for land it owns.
I am telling you. Vile umesema tu, we sell our very own.
Hii ni visanga. And then you want to tell me youths will not steal. If this is what
they definitely will.
Yes. How do you take away the land of the government, then sell it to the same, KPA government,
yes.
And then the government buys the land and it is there happy. We've acquired a new land. We are not going to. We are not going to put up story buildings here and our people. Then they realize, we've been duped. We bought our own land.
There's a problem. There you go. It's a story captured on page 7. Can always grab a copy and get the details of the same. They speak of 715 million for land it owns. So yes, yako inaenda hivi unakuja kuinunua baadaye. And it happens. I think it's more or less. This is actually what happens. We have all our resources going to other countries, and then whatever it is that the countries do, then they bring back the commodities they sell to us. What it is that we give them. We export it to them.
So I told you what we can do better in our country is just make sure people are healthy and people are educated. Things will come to it. If you start saying today tunataka kuleta kikomi rudi, inarudi ifanyiwe kazi na nani? We lost many years, and we need to recapture those years by making sure we work very hard.
All right.
And we work very hard by educating our people and giving them jobs.
That's right.
And jobs come from innovations.
That's true. Okay. Yes, the People Daily is on the screen. I know you don't have that, but we can look at some of the stories that are there. Kagwe denies ARV shortage as drugs still stuck at port. That is on matters health. Like you said, we need to have so much focus put on the health sector, so that at least we can speak of a different scenario altogether. Uhuru's Saxon battle comes aboard over corruption claims, and yes, conversations of putting up, this other one is going to be a different thing. The conversation in judiciary continues as to, the change of guard and so much. So I know we've spoken about that a couple of times, and therefore might not need to delve deep into that. But yes, this one is the in thing. Time proves too short for BBI debate.
BBI, like I said, BBI is a time bomb in our country.
Yeah.
And many people are handling this thing with fear. That should I say no to BBI and I want a seat tomorrow, I will never be an MP. Should I say no to BBI and I want to be governor, I'll be cut out of nominations. And if only Kenyans can talk the truth from their hearts, tell you BBI is a hard story. It's very hard. I went to many committees of BBI. I followed BBI at length. By the time we were unveiling the first document, you would ask me about BBI, I would run my mouth, tell you all the goodies that were there. I was pro-YESA, okay? Then later in the months, it turned out that now I'm not a yes person. And this has been a question many people ask me, Eric, we knew you differently, why today? And I still say, health is most important. When you mention health, there are people who understand things better. Hata unitengenezee barabara na watu wangu hawezi pata hospitali mzuri, watibiwe vizuri, then why is that barabara even there? Why is it barabara there? It will take me to that hospital and it will transport that person back still very sick. Okay? So what I wanted Health Service Commission. When it was removed, that's how they moved me to a no. Simple. So this is interest. My interest was there and I'm not with my interest, so I move out of it, because why should I be in that place? Two, about division of revenue. That is where the problem is. Why are other counties getting this? Why are other counties not getting this? And Parliament should decide, and they should decide either they want to take the function of IBC or not. Right. IBC is under schedule, and IBC is its function, you know very well, is conducting election and the elimination of boundaries. So how are these boundaries of 70 constituencies going to be shared? And where did the number 70 come from, first of all? We know IBC work with Kenya, what do you call this, the population, the census, whatever. The body. Kenya
Statistics, Bureau of Statistics.
Yes, Bureau of Statistics. And they also check the economy of places and land acreage to eliminate boundaries. The biggest constituency in Kenya is actually North Horr. That Bonaya Godana alikuanga North Horr. It still remains the biggest, but with watu wachache sana. Now let me ask you, you give North Horr 100 million for CDF. Hiyo bado itawasaidiaje? So sometime you look at some constituency that need even further division. It doesn't matter kama watakuwa 30,000 people in one constituency, but divided.
So this is in terms of space.
We have countries like Malta.
The main focus is on numbers.
We have countries like Malta.
Yeah.
How small are they? It's like Ruiru. The Ruiru itself, the way Ruiru is, that is a country. Malta. Okay? And then how did they become a republic? Who was dividing republics in the UN? To ensure that Malta is a republic, however small it is. Akina Granada, they are very small. Okay? So it's not about population to make a country. It's about geographical even placement. So to me, how would have wished North Horr got even a constituency. To cut it further, to make even now distribution of resources even easier. Right. That is my argument.
Okay.
You look at it like that. Now you'll have a fair distribution of resources. It's not that because we look at population as the main thing. We look at population and even other parameters. But when you look at population, you leave another part of Kenya crying fault one day. I don't know whether we are speaking a language people are listening and understanding.
Yeah.
So we look at population, then Kakamega has been given how many spaces? And it is a county, and it is the third most populous after Nairobi County, Kiambu County. You go to Kakamega, then you come to Nakuru. So Kakamega has how many spaces? Around 2 or 3, I think. Then what are the parameters that were used for Kakamega that are used differently elsewhere? But when you talk like this, you fear that when you'll be labeled a rebel. It's just Kenyans need to open argument and talk. And when you talk, you communicate, you get something that you can share.
Right.
This is where the problem is. Resources, how they will move.
Okay.
Resources, how will they move, is dependable also with the constituencies that are there. The more constituencies that are there, the more wards that are there, the more ward development fund
that is needed.
You get. So more resources come down. So the bigger the constituency, like now I was saying, North Hor, or even Ijara, look at Wajir East, Wajir West. I'm giving examples of things that we know. So how many or how much of the resources of Ward Development Fund will they get? And how will they use it? Okay, Ward Development Fund goes with the funds you collect in that county. Okay? Some counties really collect almost nothing. Look at Lamu. If you are to divide Lamu, now using the same parameter of population, then you should merge Lamu constituencies together and make sure Lamu constituency is a county that is one constituency that is, it will be very funny, it is one constituency, it is one, almost 2 wards. That is how it will be. But you look at other parameters, then you find Lamu should stay like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I said Malta is very small, Grenada is very small.
Right.
Okay? It is a country. Did they look at population when they were dividing it?
Certainly not.
So we should look at other parameters so that people look at things differently. But we go the population way, some people will get nothing, totally nothing. Then tomorrow, some Kenyans will start making noise, and we change the constitution. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know how that will be done later. Maybe I should go to law class, so that they will get more constituencies then.
Okay.
So, how I wish we have 70 as a number. Then Parliament tells all rights, or we pass it and the document goes to IEBC to give us the constituency and ensure 70 is distributed.
Constitutionally, they are not, distribute the 70, not allowed to adjust the numbers because, it's going to be an automatic adjustment from this end and then now proceeds to the IEBC.
No, when you get to IEBC,
they can only do 290.
IEBC will adjust according to how
you have given
it is in the book.
Okay.
Okay. You give them under the constitution. Tell them the constitution says, "Ongeza 70." They will do their round to ensure the 70.
Now that will be the BBI because kama ni kuongeza them, they are.
It is in the BBI. That's what I'm saying. 70 is there.
So
but now BBI says
it is them and them.
This is how these things should be divided.
And that's it.
And that's it.
No involvement of the IEBC at all.
So so now let me ask you, are we usurping the IEBC's work? Is that how we will usurp the work?
So we would have easily said, let's make adjustments and have 70 or have another number, but then IEBC should be there.
Decide how they distribute.
Okay.
Then you will see the fairity. Because sasa itakuwa population, acreage, demographic pattern of movement of people. I mean, there
must have been a reason or something that triggered this. And, like you rightfully put it, they speak of numbers where you find a constituency with around 500,000 occupants.
How did we reach to these numbers?
Okay.
It is how our country started. I'll give you an example, a very easy example. Where does fish come from?
Well, we will see.
The lakes.
Yes.
Where is the fish company?
The other side.
Ruaraka here. Where will you follow employment?
Wow.
To Ruaraka.
Ruaraka.
Are you getting?
Yes.
So what will be the population of Ruaraka?
It will be way higher.
So let me, if the fish company was in Homa Bay, fish comes from that place, comes to Homa Bay company, okay, the same Homa Bay. Then there is an airstrip in Homa Bay that takes the fish directly to UK.
Okay.
So where will the economy of that area be around that place? So the population in Homa Bay will be maintained.
Yes.
Okay. Very simple again. Where is Kenya Sugar Board? It is here in Westlands, somewhere here in Nairobi. Yeah?
As opposed to being in Western.
Why is it not in Vihiga?
Yeah.
I mean, badala ya kusema tunapanda gari tuende tukaangalia sukari, hiyo ni paid per diem per kilometer. Why can't you just leave Vihiga hapo kwa mlango unaangalia sukari hivi unasema yenyewe this sugar they stock right. Bora. I'm just giving an example. They stock bora here and we can see it. No, ni kukunyuliwa na hii maneno. Unajua ikikukunywa. Ikikukunywa unaanza
and entertainment at the same time. I know.
Unajua spirit ikikuja unaanza kuongea lugha na unaruka. Exactly, ndio imeniingia. So, where is Kenya Tobacco Board? And where do we produce tobacco?
Lakini si hapa ni Nairobi and you expect...
No, why Nairobi? Everything Nairobi. Why everything Nairobi?
It is the capital for crying out loud.
This BBI should have, let's distribute even government function.
Okay.
Let's have parliament in Nairobi.
In Nairobi or in a different county?
I'm giving an example.
Okay.
Let's give judiciary Kisumu. We have 3 seats.
Okay.
Okay? Then the judiciary in Kisumu, the other become legislature. It will peleke kwingine. South Africa, the parliament is in Pretoria.
Yeah.
Okay? Judiciary is in Bloemfontein.
Tanzania is working on Dodoma.
Tanzania is working on? Why do we have everything in Nairobi? So when you do that, now the GDP of Nairobi goes up. People want to come here to get more money and work. Where will you live? You can't live in the city. It's very hard and very expensive to live inside the city. People go outside the city. Now that is where population now blows. Utakimbilia wapi? Keno, Uthiru. Ukiingia tu Uthiru hivi umeingia Central. So you blow Kiambu. It's automatic. Ukiteremka hivi tu ingie Kitengela, tap, umeingia Machakos. Pa, umeblow Machakos County. So actually many people live out of Nairobi but work in Nairobi.
Mchana ndio wanaingia.
Yes. So wakati wa census utahesabiwa Nairobi utahesabiwa. Census ufanyika usiku. Uko wapi? Kwa nyumba. Nyumba uko wapi?
Kiambu.
Yes. If this was the thing, tumefunga Nairobi 3 days. Travel, go get census. Utashangaa.
Alright. Okay.
If that is population, ungeshangaa. Ungekuta kwingine hakuna watu kabisa. Hata ule waria angejipata kwao. Mborana angeenda Borana kuhesabiwa huko. Lakini sasa atahesabiwa Isili. And that was the census that was done during Yesu's time. Yesu lazima wange travel. Aende hesabiwe na mama yake wapi? Nyumbani kwao. But because things have changed, we decide let's hesabiwa huku. But when you put in name and language and tribe kwa ile census, it should denote that you live here, but basically you are from a certain region. If we are counting you here, then we should give a quarter of your money or resources hapa, 3/4 yende region. Now there we are speaking. I mean, I'm speaking like a layman. Yes, and I don't know, I'm not a mathematician. I'm just speaking like a layman to argue.
Hiyo pesa ile ikasaidia nyumbani.
Ikasaidia nyumbani juu eventually nikifika miaka 70 60 ngoja nikifika miaka 60 70 nikijenga boma nitajenga wapi? Nyumbani.
Okay.
Nataka ile barabara basi nipate then because nilikuwa nafanya kazi huku itengeneze nyumbani, nitarudi nyumbani kufurahia Kenya nilifanyia sweat zangu nikiwa na nguvu huku. Wakati nguvu yangu imeisha inipate nyumbani.
Okay.
Now you see my argument. That is not what is in the BBI.
Okay, it speaks of wale wengi wamejaa huku sasa Kiambu pesa itakuja mingi sana huku.
But that is it. Now you've blown Ruiru pap. it is the most populated. Man, do you know, I was looking for 150,000 votes to become an MP in Ruiru when I was gunning for MP. Do you know 150 votes? You don't know even unaomba nani. Cause watu ni muchwa. Ni wengi. Nikisema mchwa ni wengi sana. Enda Githurai huwezi tumia matatu ya Nissan, wanatumianga mabasi. But that tells you what. Na si basi tu inakaa ile kwenda kwetu Western Nyanza.
I know, right?
Yeah. That tells you what.
Na wanabeba na wanajaza na wanajaza times 2.
Na si basi moja ni mamia ya mabasi. That tells you what. Ako kakijiji kamejaa namna gani?
Yeah.
Okay? That is what has happened. Because life is easier to live in. Na unaona wakiishi pale, market ya Githurai is one of the most doing well market. Things are readily there, easy to afford.
Access and affordable, yeah.
You understand? So utaishi hapo. Now do you know many people are still coming to Githurai? What will happen another 20 years? Githurai will be like Kibera. Kwani how does informal sector comes out? It will be like Kibera. Watu watakuwa wengi, hakuna chochote, no drainage, no nothing, then what will happen? So you give more resources to them, resources to assist them, okay? But population wise, have you changed the economic pattern of this country to make people now start getting out of town?
These places.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, hii kampuni ya samaki sirudi Siaya pale Bondo mahali samaki inatoka Usenge. Yes.
But is that really the problem, Eric?
That is a problem.
The fact that probably some of these companies are not even functioning well.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Samaki inaenda how many hours do ifike hapa Roraka? Inapiga 6-7 hours kwa barabara.
Yeah.
Ikiharibu miguu tear and wear magari, si ndio? Ikitoka pale ikifika pale itaharibu miguu ngapi?
Lakini sasa ndio watu wengine wakule si bado tu itapitia the same process.
Ndio utengeneze ile area iwe productive, let people, because Luos know the fish well, concentrate on what is theirs.
Okay.
Tobacco inatokanga pale Migori, si ndio? Kampuni ya tobacco, hiyo kampuni ya sigara inafaa kuwa kule.
Do you realize ukienda Kisumu samaki ni bei kali sana?
Yeah, because samaki inatransportiwa huku, ile inabaki Kisumu ni ndogo. So inakuja huku.
Kali kabisa.
Yes.
Nao wababa huko wamesema hawakuli mboga. Sijui kama uliona hivyo. Hata wewe mboga ni
But mboga has never been a food for the Luo. There is nothing like sukuma and cabbage. Even in our dialect, it's not there.
Wanasema ugali
tunaitanga sukuma, tunaitanga cabbage. That's the way it is called. Our mboga, we know them. Saga and what have you. That is our mboga. If you bring that to a Luo man atakula. Lakini sukuma na nini, it's not their delicacy. That's what they meant. Si ati wakula
mboga. Walikuwa wanasema bwana ugali kama ni greens.
To them mboga is actually sukuma.
Yeah. Oh, so it's sukuma that we're talking about here, and we do not want to see that.
You want to tell me that inajivurutanga hivi ni mboga? Ile ni chakula by your delicacy.
Let's close it at that, Eric. I know there's so couldn't be better for a Friday, you know.
Unajua ikulikangi, unaitupanga kwa mdomo inatereza. Unapitanga
Eric Rogalo, political analyst, asante sana for your insights, Daktari. You know, in a very good way, you know, we've been able to look at some of these stories that are really stories of concern. You know, we say it's current affairs, but you know, just when you get it to that layman's talk or layman's language, then we tend to understand what are some of the things that are pretty simple that can be done, you know, to make the best of our countries. We overlook this and we want to think heavy. Tunataka kuangalia technocrat style, yet the answers are just here with us. All right.
You know, when sometimes people come here with a lot of English, kizungu ngumu, it becomes hard.
Yeah.
Bring a layman. Like I said, sijui, me I'm just saying like a name. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert in this, but I'm just thinking, I'm giving
so much sense.
So you give other people mindset to think. Nyenyewe jamaa ameuliza kitu important. Now let's think of North Hor. And I wish by the time you are going to divide this, North Hor wapate constituency. They need it, trust me. Yes. Okay. If that is the distribution of resources, they need it.
All right. Eric Rogalo, asante sana for that. We are getting into more music and more entertainment, so make sure that you keep it right here. Drop your comments, drop your requests. Feel Good Friday with Radia. Make sure that you keep it right here after this break to more jams.